Um, Going beyond the needs of your own school, how can we help schools in the rural areas progress to bridge the digital divide? And that's exactly what we are talking about. So I think, Seema ma'am, this question in terms of you've worked with a lot of urban schools which are with modest backgrounds. You worked with a lot of schools in other cities, like often I hear you're in Nanded, you're in other places. Like, how do you see the schools in, say, even the tier 2? I'm not even terming, maybe rural is a wrong term out there. Tier 2 or even the interior cities, how can we use them to bridge the digital divide?
Thank you for that question, Anuradha. Good evening to all. And yes, I work a lot with the rural schools and the 2-tier, 3-tier schools. And I have a very different experience to share. I myself work with a state board school in a semi-urban locality. And yes, I was very fortunate because today we talk of NEP 2020, but I think the process began in 2017-18, and at that time from the central ministry, there was a circular saying that we need to pilot certain projects where we are going to look at the urban-rural twinning program where we can take digital literacy ahead. And at that time, I think it was Saharia sir who was the education secretary then, and I was called along with the British Council to discuss this issue as to how we can take digitalization over there. And there was no pandemic at that time. And I said, oh, why me? And they said, no, the only thing is because we feel that you have a growth mindset and you will understand the importance of digitalization. And that's how I took up this challenge, because in those days, it was not Zoom, it was not Google Meet, but we were working on Skype. You know, it was the Skype era. And let me share with you these 3 words which I take from them. What Seema Negi said, she spoke about the growth mindset, that what is needed is the mindset. And you spoke, Avantika, about the fearlessness, that fear has to be conquered. And sir, aspirations. When I work with these 2-tier and 3-tier cities, I realize that there is so much of aspirations, more than what I find in the Mumbai city, you know, or Delhi. There the children are so charged and everyone wants to do something. Even when I go to Srinagar, I find the children, everyone wanting to do something different. They are so aspiring. And how can, you know, when I went to Srinagar, they asked me, how can we go to US? What have we to do? How should we answer the question? Because I work with the organization that sends the children abroad on scholarships. So what have we to do, and we are ready to work for it. So that kind of an aspiration these children have. So I started working, even now I'm working with one of the schools in Medhe, in Wada, and in Palghar district. So when we started in 2018 and I started collaborating with them, the first thing that I had to look at was the growth mindset, that they had to be made aware of it. In 2018, I started allowing my children to bring mobiles to school, where I literally got a morcha coming to the school that how can I allow the children to bring mobiles to the classroom? And the parents said, this is something which is dangerous. But then I had to convince them and I had to build the trust of the children that how they can make their parents trust them. So that was my first challenge. The second thing which happened was the fearless attitude which I needed to create in these schools where I was working with the rural schools. And that time, as I said, there was no pandemic, but I had to make them aware that digitalization is very important. So I couldn't really make them understand, to be very honest. They were just not ready to take this challenge of digitalization, and they said it is not necessary. As it is, we don't have the connectivity. We started with using YouTube. YouTube channel was much more easy for them to use. And the second thing then I realized that the best thing to do is to start training their children. So I started talking to the kids, and then the kids started taking interest. And we started pairing the kids with their teachers. And that worked well, you know. So they understood that, yes, if our children can do, we also will be able to do. So that was one step. And today, mind you, I'm so happy to see that my school in Medhe is doing so well with the help of the students. There are just 230 children, but most of the children are techno-savvy. And with the help of the ZP, what you call as the Sarpanch, they have seen to it that they have the router, they have all the arrangements made in the school. And there are, when you have the right kind of attitude and the thought, sari kainat aapke saath aa jati hai. So there was this person, when he saw that we are working with them, he is working for Apple company, but when he saw this doing, he said, I can't give you Apple laptops, but I'll definitely give you the Dell ones. And he gave us 10 laptops, which I could use it for these kids. Digitalization and this face-to-face learning. So those children going over there, my children going over there, and those children coming over here is an important aspect which we keep on doing regularly. And today, after almost 5 years, we have reached to this state that where now the schools where we are working with, we have started designing curriculum for teachers so that we can train the teachers of CBSE and ICSE for Marathi, because Marathi is their forte. So taking this, because I feel that now Marathi has become compulsory for CBSE, ICSE, even for 10th standard. So we have started designing training programs with the help of these teachers. And mind you, they are mind-blowing. They are so excellent. So they have come up with wonderful ideas. And with them, within 2 months, we are launching a program where we'll be training the CBSE and ICSE teachers for Marathi especially. And they are feeling so wanted and they are feeling so important that yes, they know something which they can contribute for the CBSE, ICSE schools. And they are doing an amazing job, a brilliant job. So I feel that this digitalization has really helped us, because now our children are continuously once in 15 days they do have a program which is of course now on, not on Skype but on Google Meet or on Zoom. They share a lot of ideas. One more thing that we always kept in mind was that they should never feel that they are learning from us. Otherwise, then the euphoria dies, you know. हम क्यों हमेशा सीखते रहे किसी से? So what we started doing is that now our children are learning a lot of things like composting, agriculture, and even they made something out of dry rice bran. And from that, they taught us how to make takeaways for your guests. So they taught all these things online to our kids. And our kids were so happy that there is so much lot to learn from them. So this makes a lot of difference when they feel that they are also equally important. And it's a partnership, it's a collaboration. And when we say it's a collaboration, though it's digital, you know, this collaboration makes them feel so important. They feel that they are a part of it, and it is not that they are continuously learning from us. And we also had, we finished with our 3 exchanges also, physical exchanges. And there were some amazing things which our children realized. When there was a physical exchange, let me share with you with one school what happened was when the school children came over here, they were, I'm so, you know, it gives me goosebumps when we had arranged the chairs. They said, they just started touching the chair. They said, हम लोग कभी भी कुर्सी पे बैठे नहीं आज दिन तक. That was so touching for us. And then you know what we had cooked? We had made pulao and curry, and our children only had prepared. So वो दही कड़ी बनाए थे. So we had made that dahi curry, and when we served them, no one had it. And we were, अच्छा नहीं बना. They said, नहीं नहीं अच्छा बना. And I'll tell you in Marathi. पण आम्ही मेंढपाळांची मुलं आहोत, आम्ही हे खात नाही दुधाचे आयटम. फॉर अस दॅट इज सो सेक्रेड, यू नो. सो एनिथिंग मेड आउट ऑफ मिल्क वी डोंट हॅव इट. अँड वी हॅड मेड करी. It was so such a new revelation for us, and we had to recook. So we said, just give us half an hour and we'll make dal rice for you. So you know, these were learnings which happened beyond the digitalization. So I think digital world did bring us close together, but it should always be accompanied with face-to-face exchanges and learning, because there is so much more to learn beyond that, and that we could learn. But transformation definitely happened. Our children learned a lot, and they are learning. And today I think it is all taken over by our kids. Our teachers are doing a lot less than what the children are doing. And we have not restricted ourselves just to these 3 what I should say, the schools of the rural area, but you have also reached out the schools of rural area of Nepal, and of Orpi school, which is again a rural school of New Zealand. So we always feel a New Zealand ka school hai, Italy ka school hai. We have done collaboration with 8 schools. And mind you, that my children don't have laptops, they don't have mobiles. Everything is done in school. So when we had to do it with Orpe school, my children came to the school in the morning at 4:30 to do this because उनके घर में भी mobiles और laptops नहीं है. So they had to come to school and do all these things. But they were so happy and they could learn so many things from Nepal, from New Zealand. And they were so surprised and shocked to know that children of Italy said, we also don't have mobiles and we are sitting in the school and we are working on it. हमेशा लगता था when children are in Italy, they are well off and they have everything. But that is not the picture. So they realized that yes, the children on the other part of the world also are as similar as us. And I think that made them, feel so nice that yes, we are all one kind of a feeling. So these are some of my experiences when I have this urban-rural connect. And we don't only connect with Maharashtra or with Delhi or with Telangana, but we go beyond that and connect with different countries. And whenever we connect with different countries, we don't look at the urban cities, but we look at cities which are located in the interior. And we get a very good response thanks to American Field Services who keeps on helping us with the schools across. And yes, that is my takeaway, that children across the globe are similar. All that they need is an opportunity to get the exposure, to get a chance to express themselves. And I think more than teachers, the children are better learners. So we could transfer ourselves quickly from the teachers to the students. So now everything is done by the students. And I think that is more beneficial, more quicker also. Thank you so much.
Yeah. Did I not say? Yeah. Did I not say in the beginning that whenever you meet Seema ma'am, you have something to take back? Did I not say that in the beginning to all of you? And exactly these little snippets, little things that she says, these things, just one thing that stood out for me, that it's always not give. You can always take, and that taking is making somebody else feel so good, and that's a quality that she has, and that's exactly the way she is actually transforming, or she's actually passing it down to her students. So thank you for those insights.